Good morning everyone. Today we will discuss about development of liver. Liver is the largest gland in our body and it develops from the three sources, and its development start around third week of the intrauterine life. First is that the parenchyma of the liver or the hepatocytes, they are developing from the hepatic bud, and this hepatic bud arises from the foregut. The fibrous stroma of the liver or the connective tissue, Kupffer cells or the hematopoietic tissue, they all are mesodermal in origin and they arise from the splanchnopluric mesoderm or from the mesenchyme of the septum transversum. And this septum transversum is made up of splanchnopluric intraembryonic mesoderm. And before folding, the septum transversum lies at the cranial end of the embryonic disc, and after folding it is shifted caudally and it will be separating the pericardial cavity and the yolk stalk, or you can say pericardial and peritoneal cavity, they are separated by septum transversum. Then the sinusoids of the liver, and they are developing from the umbilical veins and the vitelline veins, which are broken up and then absorbed into the septum transversum. So these the three components. The parenchyma of the liver or the hepatocytes, they are developing from the endoderm of the foregut. Then the connective tissue stroma or the Kupffer cells, they are arising from the mesoderm of the septum transversum, and the sinusoids of the liver, they are developing from the vitelline and umbilical vein, which are broken up in the septum transversum. Then first of all, a hepatic bud is arising from the endoderm of the foregut, and this bud arises from the junction of foregut and midgut, or you can say from the caudal part of the foregut bud is arising, and this is called as hepatic bud. And this hepatic bud will grow within the septum transversum through ventral mesogastrium. In the first diagram you can see this is the junction of foregut and midgut. This area is the junction of foregut and midgut, and the hepatic bud is arising. And then this is the lesser curvature of the stomach. Here the stomach has been formed, and this is the ventral mesogastrium. This is ventral mesogastrium. Now this bud is growing through the ventral mesogastrium and reaching the septum transversum. The greenish one is the septum transversum. So this bud is reaching up to the septum transversum, and it is reaching it is growing through the ventral mesogastrium and then reaching up to the septum transversum. Okay, now this hepatic bud, it will divide into two parts. Here you can see it is dividing into hepatic bud is dividing into two parts. Pars hepatica, which is the larger part, and a smaller part is called as pars cystica. Now this pars cystica, this lower one, is smaller part, this pars cystica will form the gallbladder and the cystic duct, and the larger part, this larger part which is pars hepatica, it will form the liver. Okay, now this pars hepatica, again it's divided into two parts. Okay, here you can see this pars hepatica, it is bifid and it is forming the two parts, and these are forming the right and left lobes of the liver. So bifid pars hepatica will form the right and left lobe of the liver, and pars cystica will form the gallbladder and gallbladder and cystic duct. And part of the bud which is proximal to the origin of pars cystica and hepatica, this proximal part of the bud will form the common bile duct. So part of the bud which is proximal to pars cystica, it will form the common bile duct. So here we can see the development of both liver and gallbladder and the bile duct, that initially a bud is arising from the junction of foregut and midgut, or you can say from the lower part of the foregut a bud is arising. This is called as hepatic bud. So from the endodermal epithelium of the foregut a bud is arising, that is called as hepatic bud. Now this bud is growing towards the septum transversum and it is passing through the ventral mesogastrium. This purplish one is the ventral mesogastrium and the greenish one is the septum transversum. So the hepatic bud is growing towards the septum transversum and passing through the ventral mesogastrium. Now this hepatic bud divides into two parts. Large part is called as pars hepatica, which will form the liver, and smaller part is called as pars cystica, and pars cystica will form the cystic duct and gallbladder, and pars hepatica will form the liver. Now this pars hepatica again divide into two birds, or it is bifid to form the right and left lobe of the liver, and this pars cystica will form the gallbladder and the cystic duct. Now part of this hepatic bud which is proximal to pars cystica, this part it will form the common bile duct. So this is about development of the extrahepatic biliary apparatus and liver. Now the cells which are arising from the hepatic bud or the pars hepatica, they are hepatocytes and they form the hepatic cords or the cords of hepatocytes. And the vitelline and umbilical vein which are present in the septum transversum, they are broken up and absorbed and they will form the liver sinusoids. Then the cells of the hepatic cord, are radially arranged and they will form the hepatic lobules. Now the liver is an important center of hematopoiesis, and this around the 6th week of intrauterine life. And later on this hematopoietic function of the liver is taken over by the liver, spleen and the bone marrow. And this hepatocytes, they start secreting bile around 3 months or the around 12th week. And because of secretion of bile, this bile will enter into the intestine and it will give green color to the first stool of the this newborn, that is called as meconium. So bile secretion starts at around 12th week of the intrauterine life. Now due to rapid enlargement of the liver, it will occupy the most of the part of the abdominal cavity, and there will be very less space in the abdominal cavity will be remaining, and gut is not getting enough space to enlarge, or that's why it will herniate through the umbilicus, and this is called as physiological hernia. Meaning ki there will be because of rapid enlargement of liver, what happens, the coils of the intestine will herniate herniate through the umbilicus, and it occurs around 6 weeks of intrauterine life, because that time the liver is very large in size. And in early development, both lobes of liver, which right and left lobe, both are equal in size. But in adult, this left lobe of liver will be smaller than as compared to the right lobe of liver, because there will be less supply or the less nutrition to the left part of the liver. Left lobe of liver will regress after 10th week of intrauterine life, and it will get reduced oxygen nutritional supply to this part of the liver, because portal vein is right branch of the portal vein is continuation of the portal vein, but the left branch of the portal vein is at acute angle. So left part of the left branch of portal vein is getting less amount of blood, and that's why the left lobe of liver will be degenerated or the less in size. Then on extreme left side of the left lobe of liver, only a fibrous part of the fibrous appendages is left, that is only called as fibrous appendix of liver. Okay, and in early part of the development, liver forms the 10% of the body weight, but later on it forms the 5% of the body weight. So if we see the development of liver parenchyma and bile canaliculi and bile ductules, they all are developing from the hepatic bud, which is arising from the endoderm of the foregut. And liver sinusoids, they are developing from the vitelline veins and the umbilical veins within the septum transversum. And all the connective tissues, stroma, capsule, and hematopoietic cells, Kupffer cells, the peritoneal covering or the ligaments of liver, they all are developing from the septum transversum. So they are mesodermal in origin. Now coming to the congenital anomaly of the liver, that is important, is the Riedel's lobe of liver. It is a tongue-like extension from the inferior margin of the right lobe of liver. You can see here, this is the right lobe of liver, and this is the inferior margin. So from the inferior margin of the right lobe of liver, a tongue-like extension or the projection of the normal liver tissue is there, and this is called as Riedel's lobe. And what is the clinical significance? It may be mistaken for a abnormal abdominal mass. So Riedel's lobe is tongue-like projection from the inferior margin of the right lobe of liver. So that's all about development of liver. Thank you.